Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of ProView. ProView is a channel dedicated to the amazing world of photographers and photography. And guys, we'll be taking you through the amazing journey of some talented photographers from India and abroad in the form of series of interviews and slideshows. Please welcome my co-host, my partner, my Guruji, and the most celebrated wildlife photographer, Mr. Mohan Thomas. Mr. Mohan Thomas, welcome and thanks for this collab, Mohan sir.
Hi, Amit. Thanks for inviting me to this show and being a part of this. Friends, those who don't know Amit is a commercial photographer based in Mumbai. He also does wildlife and landscape photography.
Yeah, and Mohan sir, in this episode, we have two special guests. And in fact, the first guest is my teacher, my guru, and he is a living encyclopedia on photography. So please welcome Mr. Rohington Mehta. Ronnie sir,
Hi everyone.
welcome.
Hi Amit. Hi Mohan sir. How are you all? First and
All good,
foremost,
sir.
congratulations on this new endeavor, and I wish you all the very best.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much, sir. In fact, Mohan sir, we have a very special guest today, a very special person, a good friend, and he's a senior IPS officer in Delhi. So please welcome Mr. Shivendra Kant Tiwari. So Tiwari Saab, welcome to the channel.
Hello,
And
Welcome, sir.
hello,
friends,
Amit and Mohan sir. How are you?
all good,
Yes,
all good,
sir,
sir.
good to see you. Heartiest congratulations to both of you for launching this unique and innovative channel. And I wish you all the success for this new venture.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much,
sir.
sir.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
sir.
so much, sir.
Okay, so I think I'll start now, Mohan sir, by asking you some few questions. First and foremost, tell us something about yourself, about your family. Uh, when did you start with photography, and anything that you want to talk about yourself?
Sir, I was born in Bangalore. My parents are from Kerala. I was born in a middle class family and I studied and went on to become a civil engineer. During my college days, I used to borrow my father's Yashica twin lens uh, camera and I started photography. Those days, the film roll camera, the black and white cameras, they fascinated me. And those days, we used to take photographs of ourselves when we go out on some outing. That is my first experience in photography. Later on, in 1999, a friend of mine invited me to a place. He said, "Mohan, I think you will love this place. Please join me for a day." And he took me to a place called Bihar Hills. It is in Karnataka. It is now a tiger reserve. We did two safari. That is the beginning of my wildlife journey. Those days I didn't have any digital camera I, or I had a very normal point and shoot camera. I started photography with the normal point and shoot camera. But my love for wildlife and the passion for photography got me hooked there. And I was a regular visitor there, regular. Whenever I used to get time, weekends, I used to go there. My photography started there. Later on, I went on to buy my first DSLR camera. It was a D200, and my first lens was 18200. And with that, I started my photography. As time progressed, I upgraded to better, newer equipments, and rest is all there for you to see in my presentation.
Mohan sir, you are a very established wildlife photographer, one of the best in the country. Tell us, did you start by having some formal training in photography? or you are a self-learned photographer?
75% of my knowledge on photography is self-learned. And of course, after many years, one day I decided, okay, let me learn about camera. What is photography? I went and joined Toehold in Bangalore and did a basic digital photography course. That was a day, 1 day course, and I have done that.
Okay, but what made you get into wildlife photography? Because there are so many genres of photography. What specially excited you to join wildlife?
Roni sir, my love for wildlife was the main reason. I'll, I any day prefer to be in a jungle rather than in a city. I would love to be in the jungle. Unfortunately, due to the present COVID situation, it has been months since I could go and visit any national parks. I would any day choose a jungle than a city. So my
Yeah.
journey into wildlife photography started like every other photographer. As I have said, my equipment was very basic and my knowledge on photography was very basic. And I didn't even know that I had to shoot this in RAW. I didn't know post processing. You can see a lot of color cast and it is not that sharp. So this is where I started my early days photography.
And where was that picture taken of the wild dogs?
That was taken in BR Hills.
Yeah,
And I'm sure these images must be evoking a lot of fond memories for you.
Of course, sir. Of course. Yes. They.
In fact, thank you so much for sharing these images, Mohan sir, because everyone comes and wants to present best of his work, but I think all these earlier images we should always preserve
Yeah.
because that actually tells the story. This is where I was and today where I am. Okay, so thank you so much for sharing these images.
And
So BR Hills is the first park you started exploring, right?
yes, Amit.
Okay, perfect. So this is all from BR Hills.
Yes, these are
Okay,
from.
and Mohan sir, when did you see your first tiger?
Friends, can you believe me? It took me 12 years.
Oh,
12 years to see my first tiger. I was behind the tiger for 12 years, and this is my first ever click of a tiger. The tiger is right in front of me. It's a huge male tiger. It's just sitting there in the salt pit. Those days we had the salt pit. It was sitting there.
Which year it was, Mohan sir?
It should be 2010.
Okay.
So let me tell you the first shot when I clicked that. Even now, the driver there, his name is Pradeep. He even today he teases me, sir. Do you remember that day? I was literally shivering. I was literally shivering. My eyes were watering. I was crying. I didn't know what I am doing. The tiger is sitting there, and I had the best of equipment those days.
Mhm.
I believe it is a Nikon D3S and 200 400. My hands couldn't hold that equipment. And believe me, not a single image I could uh, take it sharp. So this is my first tiger.
Okay, incredible.
And the same sighting, later on, it went and sat in a water hole. There I could make this image
Okay,
from Bandipur,
okay. This the same tiger, Mohan sir.
the same tiger. Uh, he is popularly known as Prince.
Okay,
Then I traveled to Masai Mara.
that's your first official international trip on for wildlife.
That is my first ever trip. And mind you, it was only a 1.5 day trip.
You went to Masai Mara all the way from here for 1.5 days.
Yeah, it was only 1.5 days.
Wow.
You can see the photograph. I mean, and basically, uh, very new to photography, and I didn't know what the settings and things were. These are the photos that I could click in the first. This is again a eagle. Click in that trip.
Yeah.
Then I came back again to my favorite park, Bandipur, and this is my first ever decent shot of a tiger. She is the most favorite tigress of all the Bandipur lovers. She's known as Gauri. She decided to come.
Monsar, I can see a lot of change in when you actually started a journey. Your shots were like, this is how we started. When you started taking this kind of images, what are the few changes what you brought in your style? What are those changes?
So when I took this image, I think I had a better lens,
Okay.
2.8, and I was getting more knowledge on photography that I should use white balance, I should use higher ISO, maintain a shutter speed. These were all known to me, and I could make a better image.
This
Yeah.
is which year, sir?
This is again end of 2010, I think. Yes.
Beautiful picture.
Monsar, all these images when we see, we see a very, very nice background, lovely, vibrant colors.
Yeah.
But one thing I must appreciate, I think the one biggest change what we can see, here is, I think the angle of shoot. You are very, very keen on that particular angle. So can you just share that secret of that angle of shoot?
So, yeah. Two things I would like to tell people. I prefer to shoot at the lowest possible
Okay.
level, what we call eye level.
Okay.
So I don't mean that we should get down from the safari vehicle and shoot it from ground. No. In your safari vehicle itself, go as low as possible.
Okay.
And the second thing is always I like to get the eye contact of the subject. See, when I say go on low level, when you are traveling in north or middle India, you have the opportunity having of a safari vehicle for yourself, where you can ask them to remove the seat,
Okay.
the gypsy, and you can sit on the floor, whereby you will get a better chance to get a lower angle shot.
Yeah. Thanks for this valuable input, sir. Because that is very, very this thing. Sir, what is this leopard story? Actually, I've heard a lot about this leopard story. People know you for your leopard images, and I wanted you to share this beautiful leopard story with all the friends.
See, like the tiger, even the leopard took a long time for me to appear. So one day on a safari in Kabini, and my driver is Raju. On that day, Raju said, "Sir, there is a leopard on that banyan tree." We could know that there is something there because of the alarm calls and the movement of the langus on the nearby trees. See, he said, "Surely, sir, there is a leopard there on the tree. But where? We cannot see because the banyan tree was all green and we could not see the leopard." So what I did was randomly I clicked the banyan tree And when I came back home, I connected my memory card to my desktop and blew up the screen. There I saw my first ever leopard. My first leopard in my home.
That
So,
was amazing.
Mohan sir,
Yes,
before we proceed to the next image, I have one or two questions.
please, sir.
One is that we are all aware that for wildlife and of course for everything else, we need good equipment. We need good knowledge of using that equipment and we need luck. These are the known factors. But tell us from your experience, what is the importance of a good driver and a good guide?
Yes.
Sir, my advice to all the people who go on wildlife safaris, please respect your naturalist and the driver, because day in and day out they are in that park morning and evening. They know better than you what is happening there. They know what are the things there. So don't ever try to teach your driver or naturalist. Respect them, listen to them. And I choose my driver when I go to Central India parks or North India. I have drivers who are well experienced in tracking and placing of the vehicle so that you get a good image. Your natural's role in tracking the subject and the driver's role in placing the vehicle is vital for your photograph.
Absolutely. It's a very, very valid point.
Beautiful picture. Mohan sir, could you tell us what is your most favorite focal length for wildlife photography?
Sir, if I go for birding, 600. For mammals, 400 2.8 is a very good lens. The previous image is the first decent leopard image of mine, and that is Kabini.
Okay.
And nowadays we see that expensive wildlife lenses perform very well even when used wide open. Do you always use your lens wide open? Because I see a nice dreamy background, what we call bokeh. And or do you stop down a bit?
Sir, my sweet spot for wildlife is 5.6, and I like to shoot unless and until the light is very good, and if I am able to go to 8. I don't believe in shooting anything at 2.8. People have a notion that since you have a 2.8 lens, you have to shoot at 2.8, which is wrong, because for the simple reason that depth of field is very shallow in that lens at 2.8, and the detail of the entire subject might be missing. So I would like to shoot at 5.6. Even this image is shot at 5.6. It was very low light. I would like to tell you the background about this picture. Morning, we got a news that in Zone A, there is a couple of leopard mating. Unfortunately, we are in Zone B. We couldn't get it. Evening, I am in A zone. We went straight to this spot. We didn't see any leopard there. We went to a water hole. We saw a couple of tigers there. By about 5:30, the light was failing. So we are coming back. And we had to take this particular road. This is a place called Old Temple. We reached there, and the naturalist was looking at the trees on the left side. and Rajesh was driving and looking at the trees on the right side. Suddenly, I noticed the leopard is sitting right in front of me. On a 600 mm, I could hardly see only his face. It was so close. I said, Rajesh, please back up. Back up. I backed up. Then I saw there's a female leopard also just behind. I took up my 600 mm, focused it. The female came, sat next to the male, and this is what happened. And this was a dream shot for me. I've been waiting for this image for a long, long time.
And what is the lens that you picked up when you take this final shot, Mohan sir?
I stuck on to my 600. I didn't change my lens.
So you finally got them in a frame. So lucky.
I asked the driver to just move back so that I could fit him. So sometimes the action in wildlife is just only hardly last for 2 or 3 seconds, maximum 3-4 seconds. So try to shoot it with whatever you have, unless it is really necessary. For example, a friend of mine was sitting with me. He felt this image is a little cramped, and he tried to put a 600 down and picked up a 70-200. Before he could focus it back, the act is over, and he missed it.
Sir, what would have been the ISO of this shot, sir, just in case you remember? Because you were shooting in falling light, sir. Fading light, in fact.
I think it should be 2000 ISO.
Oh, wonderful, sir. The picture is still dark sharp, sir. There's no noise.
D5 and 600.
So, Mohan sir, since changing of lenses take time and we often miss pictures while changing lenses, would you recommend that we carry at least 2 camera bodies with a different lens attached, so it's very quick rather than changing lenses?
If you can afford, it is best to do that. Earlier, I used to carry 3 bodies with 600, 300 2.8 and 70 200. And it is not advisable to open your camera body in this dusty safari tracks. Better to have a second body.
Yeah. So Mohan sir, Mohan sir, so what you would recommend if you want to carry 2 bodies and 2 lenses? What would be your favorite lenses in this kind of situation?
I would say a 70-200 is a must lens, and a 400 2.8 or 600 is the second lens you should use.
And the camera bodies you would suggest, sir, both to be the full frame ones or one crop and one full frame, sir?
I use both full frame. I use a D5 and a D850.
Ronnie sir, you wanted to ask something?
It's partly answered, but I was just wondering whether you prefer prime lenses or whether you prefer zoom lenses. We know in general that primes are sharper than zooms, but I also know of certain zooms which are sharper than primes. So for getting a better frame, would you prefer to use a zoom or you still prefer to use a prime?
I prefer a prime because I started with a zoom lens 200-400, and when I go over to 400 2.8, I felt that was much better.
And how many times roughly would you say you travel to these sanctuaries? Of course, I'm not talking of the current situation of the pandemic, but other than that, how often do you visit these places?
Sir, there was 1 year, it seems I didn't know. They told me I stayed there more than 100 days in this particular.
Doesn't your wife shout at you?
She's, I think, around. He doesn't want to answer.
Silence is golden.
Many of you all know this is my first ever Black Panther. This is shot in the year 2012.
Is it the Kabini, sir?
It is not from Kabini. It is from Dandeli, place called
Oh.
Dandeli. It was quite late, and we had to use the vehicle light to shoot this.
So this is your first official photograph of a Black Panther.
Yes, this is the.
Mohan sir, what is the actual difference between a panther and a leopard?
Both are same.
Same. Oh, I see.
Yes, Black Panther, what we call, it's actually the black leopard. Black Panther and the leopard are.
Oh, I see.
Only it is melanistic and black in color. Actually, if you see them close, you can even see the rosettes on the body.
This is an infrared shot, sir.
No, this is a shot in the morning
Okay.
in Kabini.
Yeah, I think he's processed the monochrome that way. It's looking beautiful, sir. It looks like
looking
a
beautiful.
fire.
It is.
Absolutely.
In fact, Ronnie, sir,
Yeah.
if you can see this next image, this is explanatory image on your question.
Mohan,
Yeah,
sir, has a tendency to intrude into the privacy of leopards.
I think I got this because of the friend who was there with me. He came all the way to Delhi to see this.
So
Tiwari
you
was
have
there.
you have been exceptionally lucky with tigers and leopards. Once the luck started, you had to wait for 12 years, just like Lord Rama had to go into exile for 14 years. So
Yes,
you had your exile of 12 years, and after that, it's bonanza. It's absolute bonanza.
yes, I have seen umpteen number of tigers and leopards.
Yeah. And I think he strongly believes that your portfolio is not complete if you don't have that mating shot in your portfolio.
Yes, absolutely. That is his trademark now. Beautiful.
This is from Daroji Bear Sanctuary. If you visit Daroji in the summer months, let me warn you, it will be very warm there, like a Tadoba. You can actually see the young ones riding piggy bank on the mother.
What is your experience of autofocusing on black bears? Because they are more or less one tone, except for the nose front part. So autofocusing becomes a problem. Have you ever faced it? Most autofocus cameras find it difficult to focus on a totally black subject. So that was my question to him. Has he found that problem? Because of course, if you focus on his face where there's a difference of tonality, it's fine. But by chance, if you were to focus on his fur itself, and many cameras don't focus very accurately. So that was my question to him.
No, I haven't. I haven't faced with the new cameras. I haven't faced that difficulty at all.
Sir, I have another question related to this. When you are shooting a wildlife photograph, sir, the subject is a tiger or a leopard or any animal, sir. So where do you focus? Do you use a single point focus or you use a multi-point focus, sir? The second part is, where do you focus? You focus on the forehead or you focus on one of the eyes or at the nose, sir?
See, if the subject is moving, focusing on the eye is not that easy. I would focus it on the face. And I usually use 9-point focus unless and until the subject is in a bush. That time I use a single point focus.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. But otherwise, if you have a head-on shot, sir, just the way you had that wonderful tiger's photo, sir, at the eye level, sir, which was sitting, sir.
Yeah,
So
that,
when you have two eyes, how do you focus on? Where do you focus, sir?
that I try to go for the eye.
Okay.
Usually, see if you see any image, our tendency is to check the sharpness. You look at
Yes.
it. So this is an image from Masai Mara. Me and my brother and his family were on.
This is a beautiful picture. Beautiful.
And
In fact, Mohan, we can see a lot of change in your first visit and the second visit. Yeah.
Exactly my thoughts. This is what I was just thinking. In fact, I was just waiting him for him to complete, and then probably I would have asked, since your journey from BR Hills
Yeah.
with the dhol and the bison, your skills have upgraded, and so has your equipment. So, to what extent, to what percentage would you say that your success can be attributed to your skill, and to what percentage can you attribute your success to the equipment that you are using?
the newer equipment which comes are getting better each model wise. Even that we have to acknowledge. And with your regular photography and the experience, you are becoming a better photographer. You, I mean, even now, I think if I get it now, this is this image might be 5, 6 years back. Might be if I get it now, might be it would be much more better.
Mohan sir, one another question. In a situation like this, when the leopard is slowly coming down the tree,
Yes.
do you generally use your camera in single firing mode or do you use burst modes?
Wildlife, I always go for continuous.
Okay.
Ah, beautiful.
Good.
Is that
Absolutely.
Kilimanjaro?
Yes,
Yeah, that is.
Kilimanjaro.
So
No,
is that in Mara or it's somewhere else?
Ambosli.
Okay.
Most yeah.
Ambosli, especially in the month of February, the visibility is better. See, everybody who goes there, they, if he is a photographer, he would want to shoot a tusker or a group of elephants with the Kilimanjaro peak.
Kilimanjaro in the background.
But what happens is, by the time this elephant comes, the Kilimanjaro is covered in cloud. And when Kilimanjaro is open, there is no elephant.
Oh,
That
so
is,
sir, I just wanted to ask you, when you plan a trip, if you're going, let's say, to Jim Corbett or to Kanha or even to Ambosli or Mara, what are the planning that you do, sir? What kind of research you do? Can you just shed some light on that, sir?
see, Mara and Corbett now has become very common. We know what we can expect because our social media and our WhatsApp group is keeping us updated with everything happening every day wise or even hour wise. So we know what is happening. But whereas where you go to a new place, I would say please Google, study the place, and just do as a research. Which is the best time to go? What are the things you can expect there? And this YouTube and other things, now they come out with very good videos of certain place, especially when you are doing landscape. Uh, which are the month to go there, which is the day you should go there, and which are the angles you should shoot, and what is the time of the day you shoot. So I would say you just, if it's a new place, please study about that place before you go.
Mohan sir,
Yes, sir.
this is Amit here. I wanted to ask one thing here. In fact, all these images you are shooting with a higher focal length, and this particular image looks wider. So, what is your favorite wide angle lens, sir, when you actually wanted to shoot this wide angle shots?
This image is shot on a 7200 at 85 mm. I would prefer 2470 also
Okay.
for wildlife.
Okay.
This is again from Mara.
And again, a wide angle lens here.
This is a 1424.
This is okay. This is again 1424. I'm wondering. Looks so wide. Nice.
This
Wow.
is
Leopard with two tails.
no, sir. Look, if you look properly, you can see the face of the cub also. Incidentally,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. What a wonderful image. The kids will be most delighted to see this picture and they will love to search for the second leopard.
incidentally, my first ever award was for this picture.
This is
Wow.
in Mara, sir, or where, sir?
This is Kabini.
Kabini. Okay.
Kabini. I was really delighted when Dr. Caesar Sengupta from DCP called me and said, "Sir, you are the photographer of the year for this year. Please come to Mumbai and take your trophy."
Wow. Beautiful image.
Well deserved, sir. Oh, wow.
And this is also an award-winning image. This I shot in Ndutu in Tanzania, a stalking lion. It's going to kill a wildebeest.
Mohan sir, when you are actually facing this kind of shots and the animal behavior, actually she's stalking on the kill. Have you ever felt scared a little bit while shooting this? Any such incidents?
No, I haven't felt scared
Okay.
because, as you know, we are all used to huge tuskers charging at us at close range. So there was an incident last year when a male tiger almost jumped onto our gypsy, roaring.
Okay.
Actually, literally, my two friends who were there with me, they froze.
Ah, beautiful.
This is another award-winning image, right, Mohan sir? Yeah.
Yes, along with you,
Yeah.
I also got a special mention in DJMP. You won the award for landscape, and
Yes.
for the wildlife section, I got a special
So,
mention.
what is story? Why it is river situation? I mean, something interesting, no, about this.
This is one of the collision, brother.
Mhm.
He tried to pick up one of the young one of this warthog. The parents chased him back.
Wow. So he finally could not make the kill, right?
He ran for his life.
Oh, amazing image.
This is from Tanzania. This is
Sir, are you sure these are images from wildlife, sir? They look more like domesticated. They are in your personal Eden garden.
this is from Gorongoro crater. Anybody visiting Tanzania should visit this place, Ngorongoro. And the Tanzanian lions, I prefer to shoot because the male lions, their mane looks so black and so royal. That this is a place where you should shoot a male lion. You notice anything in this?
Yeah.
Yeah, the tusker is
The leopard on the top.
enjoying the shade of the trees.
Yeah.
And the leopard on the top is
Oh, yes. Yes, there is
thinking.
a leopard also.
even I didn't see that leopard in the first place. You know, that's why first time when I saw this image, I asked Mohan sir, ye itna acha portfolio, why this image is there? Then he started laughing.
Is it a composite image, sir?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Actually, this leopard had made a kill of a wildebeest young one, and the kill is there on top of this tree. And 2 days, 2 days we spent with this leopard,
Hmm.
shooting him in different lights, morning, evening. Most of the time he is sleeping, otherwise he'll be eating that kill. Then he comes down and again he goes up. We were just watching this leopard for 2 days, 2 days in Saronara at the
So, sir, do you shoot videos also, or it's only still photographs, sir?
I think I should start doing. I have made a documentary. Actually, a friend of mine who's the field director of Mudmalai asked me, "Can you do a promotion for our national park?" I invited Ravin and Amit, and there was one more person, Prakash Ramakrishnan. We both teamed up, and in 5 days, we made a documentary. And that place, people thought we don't get to see any animals on safari. And we have proved it to the world in 5 days what all you can see in that park.
Yeah, in fact, Shivendra sir, that is the first time I ever sat with Mr. Mohan Thomas in his car and with Prakash Ramakrishnan. And believe me, it was a safari of my lifetime, and those 5 days I'll never forget. The beautiful, beautiful documentary, very, very small promo video, and especially thanks to Ravin Jadhav. He's a guy who is, done entire thing for this documentary, and thank you, Ravin, for this amazing small video. It was a
I
lot of
think
learning.
I think I have seen that video. It had a lot of drone
Yeah,
shots
in fact,
also. It was
absolutely. In fact, Shivendra sir,
amazing.
in the description, I'll send the link. So people who wanted to see that documentary, guys, please go and watch it.
Absolutely, I would recommend to everybody because I never knew that you were the guys who had done it.
Yeah.
I had seen that video because it had come as a forward, and if a video of a wildlife this thing is coming, I make it a point to see it. I may not see rest of the videos, but wildlife videos I see it, and it was an amazing this thing.
And Raven is the success of
Oh,
that video.
excellent!
And
So
the-
this
you know,
proves that the man behind the machine is more important than the machine.
yes. And remember, Amit,
Yeah.
we spotted another Black Panther there.
Oh, yes, 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 yes. That was my first official Black Panther footage, because I've seen the Black Panther back in Maharashtra a couple of years ago. But that was absolutely, seeing it in a daytime live. And the way Prakash and you spotted that and how we track it, amazing, amazing. So thank you, Mohan sir, for that fantastic experience.
That
The
was-
He
journey
must
of my
be
life.
writing some secret mantra for the Black Panther. That is something that we need to learn from him. What is the mantra?
So you have to just sit. You have to just sit in the safari along with Mr. Mohan Thomas.
and definitely we did celebrate on that day.
Oh yeah. I'll not allow you to sing a song because of the copyright issue, Mohan sir.
Grizzlies.
These are the brown bears of Kamchatka.
Okay. So are they fighting for food or what?
They are actually playing in the water.
Oh.
After hibernation, they come out, and that is the time when the salmons come for spawning. And these guys just feast on that salmons. They just catch them, and the bears are same, except I think in the Americans, the Canada side, they are known as grizzlies. Rest everywhere, they are called as brown bears. And description wise, there are definitely some difference between a grizzly and a brown bear, because brown bear are smaller, grizzlies are slightly bigger than, and the hair is different. There is some difference between a grizzly and brown bear.
Very, very, my favorite image, Monster, from your Kamchatka series. Sir, how could one achieve that freeze of that water droplets?
Only thing you need to do is have a high shutter speed. I believe the light was good and the shutter speed was around 6,400.
Oh, wow. Wow.
In fact, Monster, how safe to shoot them? Because I'm sure this is shoot. You shot them on foot, right?
Yes, I mean, I think you all will agree with me. Bears are the most dangerous
Yes.
animals in the forest because I hear more bear attacks than any other attacks. Bear, bear can really rip you. This place is one favorite place of mine. It's amazing place. A 1 hour helicopter ride from Petropavlovsky to this place. It's called Kurils Bay. Once you land there, except you and your friends who are there with you, you will not see any human beings. You are completely in the nature with no humans, no road, no vehicle, not even electricity. You are literally in the wild. Actually, when I went there, you have no provision even to take shower. And believe me, I just loved those 4 days there. And when I left from there, I literally felt so sad. And I knew might not be I will not see this place again. I would highly recommend people please go and see this.
Sir, if you didn't have the electricity there, then how did you keep your batteries charged up? And how, since I'm sure it must be pretty cold also, so how did you take care of the equipment there, sir?
Evening for a couple of hours, they run a generator.
Okay.
There you can charge your cameras.
And what was the kind of living condition in the sense that the place where you were staying and the weather, sir?
There's a decent wood house there. Very good wood house. And there are 2 rooms for you. And there are bunker beds. On each room, there are about eight beds. I am told now the toilet facilities and all have improved. A decent place. And of course, you have one armed security person with you for your safety.
So normally you set up your tripod and then you mount your lens and then shoot.
This is not with the tripod. This is a handle shot. This
Wow.
actually at 302.8.
Oh,
Wow,
amazing.
amazing. Sir, normally it is said that after a certain shutter speed of say 1/2000 of a second, there is a loss of detail in the image. But in this image, in the previous image, sir, at 1/64,100 of a second also, we don't see any loss of detail, sir. That is surprising, sir.
Sir, I will show you an image which is coming up in the presentation of a tiger which I shot in Kaziranga, which I shot at 8,000 shutter speed. And I think it was reasonably sharp and had details.
But Ronnie, sir,
Yeah.
What do you think should be the optimum level of the shutter speed that we should go with the modern cameras, beyond which we will certainly see a degradation in the image quality, sir?
I have never seen a degradation in image quality at high shutter speeds.
Okay.
What generally happens is that when you use a very high shutter speed, you are forced to use a higher ISO.
Yes, sir.
So that is the problem. For example, just if you consider just between 100 and 800 ISO, there's a difference of 2 stops of dynamic range. So with a higher ISO, you are losing a lot of dynamic range. And that is one of the reasons why your picture doesn't appear smooth, tonalities do not appear smooth, and you feel that there is a loss. There is no loss because of the higher shutter speed. It is a loss because you are using a very high ISO.
Oh,
Right, sir. Right.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
This
so
is,
another beauty from Kamchatka, sir. And that's a salmon, right?
that's a salmon.
Yeah, beautiful.
They turn reddish when they come for spawning.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So back
This looks like more like a bored student in a classroom, yawning away to glory.
this is from Tadoba.
Uh.
Kota Matka is called. So I got this in Tadoba, Morley range.
Yeah. Anything else you enjoyed in Maharashtra, sir?
Of course,
What was that?
Sabudana Khichdi.
And not poha.
Poha, definitely. Especially if you are in Morley, there is a wayside small tea shop there in front of. He makes fantastic poha for you. I love to have that hot poha when you go in the cold plant.
Oh wow.
Again, the
Just look at the irony of this picture, sir. There was a time when Mr. Mohan Thomas yearned to see just one tiger. And here he has how many? 1, 2, 3, 4 tigers in one frame.
भगवान देता है तभी छप्पड़ फाड़ के
छप्पर
देता है.
फाड़ के देता है. Absolutely.
the best joke of this is, or a sad thing. We were 4 of us, two vehicles, me and my younger brother. We were in one vehicle. There's a friend called Adi Nagaraj and Gopal Krishna in another vehicle. We knew there 5 tigers are there. These are the 4 Thelias cubs. They're called the Thelia sisters. Right now they are that Sonam, Lara, and 2 other tigers. So we knew 5 tigers are there. They parked the vehicle. They waited. We said we will have a chakkar. We went to Tadoba Lakeside and came back by about 8:30, 8:45. And my friends, they didn't move from there. They were waiting for this tigers to come. At 8:45, when we came, we didn't have any place to park our vehicle. And that is the time when my friends, they said, we'll go to have a smoke. They took off. We put our vehicle in the exact place where they were. They would have hardly reached the gate. Tigers coming one by one, the tigers coming. So the moral of the story is,
Smoking is injurious to health. Photographer's health.
But if I thought that they don't allow you to carry matchsticks and cigarettes in.
No, sir, they
in this
went
zone.
out of the gate, sir.
They
They
went
were
out.
going out of the gate, sir. Because those photographers must have suffered a lot of heartburning, which was more injurious to their health. Ah, beautiful. The grey ghost.
Lovely. Yes.
hey, this is missing in my collection. My doctors, Dr. Azam and all advised me not to go. Don't try it because of my health condition and my don't go. I said no. And this sighting happened almost 2 kilometers away. So finally the doctor said, okay, you are hell bent upon going, go, but don't walk because the oxygen level is very low. You should not walk. The day one we reached there, this sighting happens. My friends reached there and they thought, yes, Mohan is not going to make it. Go get the camera. By the time this was being discussed, I am there shooting this.
Any plan to revisit?
Nasha and Josh.
Yes,
Yeah,
Ah, beautiful.
here comes. Yes.
this is the tiger I am talking about, which I shot in 8,000 shutter.
And what was the ISO, sir? 2000? 3000?
3,200.
3200. Okay.
So I was lucky, and recently our ex central minister had tweeted this on his Twitter.
Mhm.
He liked it. So, and
Indeed, most of the people.
I would like to say a few words on this sighting. This was on April 1st, the last safari of our trip. I asked my friends, do you want to skip the last safari or we want to? Everybody said we are going to go for the safari. So we said all the vehicle come. We got up in the morning. There was heavy rain, heavy rain. Visibility also was very bad. That's why I had to shoot at that higher. So a couple of my friends said, no, we are not coming, you go. So I said, whatever, I'm going. When I reached the gate, there is nobody else come for safari except us. No vehicles had come. We enter, just go about a kilometer inside. My driver said, yes, there's a tiger sitting inside the tall grass. Yes, we found it. 5 minutes I waited. Then I told my driver, please come back. This tiger is going to come on the road. Then my driver said, no, either tiger aisa kabhi nahi aayega. This is not Ranthambore or Bandhavgarh. It will not come on the road. I said, take a chance. It's going to come. So he came back. I said, put it the other way. Since there is no other vehicle, you put it the other, slant crosswise. I need a low angle shot. Believe me, before he could put it this way, the tiger was on the road.
Oh.
And the driver was looking at me. Kaisa pata, sir?
Secret mantra.
No. See, actually, when you go to shoot a subject, know a bit of, study a bit of it. I could feel that tiger wanted to cross and we are on its way. The moment we came little back, we came. And this incident is, I think, one of the best image from Kaziranga.
Amazing, sir.
Amazing, amazing.
Beautiful.
In fact, Assam Tourism should use this image with your permission for their publicity material.
I had asked them if you want.
Sure. Wonderful, sir. Because Kaziranga is actually known only for rhinos, sir. Nobody thinks of the tigers, sir. Particularly because of the elephant grass and the dense vegetation that you have.
That's
The
what
tiger sighting is extremely rare.
That's what our Minister Jairam Ramesh also had tweeted.
Mhm.
Sir, what's your favorite park in India?
Where else? Where else? The favorite park of mine and many photographers. Dikala, Corbett National Park. Where else can you make images like this?
True.
Very true, very true, very true.
Beautiful.
Again, the focal length here, sir, is 400 or 600?
600.
This is from
This is from Corbett, Jirna Zone.
riverbed side.
Yes.
Wow.
You will not believe, on afternoon safari, we didn't get anything. Again, me and my friend Adi, we were on one vehicle. I had some intuition which says you are going to get something good. I told my friend, Adi, pump up your ISO, pump up your white balance. You are going to get something. Actually, he did that. We kept going and we saw pug marks. Then my naturalist said, pug marks are sloth bear. I told him, looks a little big for a sloth bear. So we went further ahead on a dry riverbed. Suddenly my friend said, sir, sloth bear, sloth bear. I looked. I told him, this is not a sloth bear. Shoot! What else? You shoot. We will talk later. Shoot.
Shoot first, ask later.
Shoot first. The famous saying, shoot when you should shoot, don't talk.
The good, the bad, the ugly.
Yes. He did ask me, what is this? Boss, this is not a sloth bear. My naturalist saying, sir, इधर का sloth bear तगड़ा होता है. इतना तगड़ा नहीं होता है. This is huge. And this made news in social media because this is a bear which lives at 13,000 feet altitude. They do come to Corbett, but in winter months. This I shot in the peak summer in the month of May. And it was really surprising for everybody. How did you get this bear? I think this is also one of the rare images which made to the Corbett Museum as well as the Corbett coffee table book.
रोनी सर ने जो बोला है ना, भगवान जब देता है तो छप्पर फाड़ के देता है, वो यही है. This is another example. Wow.
Oh, that's a famous sparrow in the swimming pool.
Yeah.
It is the Paru swimming pool, but the tiger is not Paru.
Oh.
This is not Paru.
Okay.
This is another tigress from the nearby.
Beautiful, beautiful image.
Amazing, sir.
Reflection.
How do you manage to recognize? To me, most tigers look the same.
Me too, sir. Me too.
The patterns make the difference.
I think it's the stripe, the patterns on these stripes, sir. Which
Yes.
How do you remember those things?
no idea, sir.
किधर था?
Rains have been my lucky.
Mohan sir, it appears that you are fascinated with a lot of Bollywood songs. Most of your epic pictures are in the rain only.
Yes, I was lucky to get few images in the rain. This is Paru's cub, which I shot recently, just before the COVID epidemic, in the month of Jan.
But what about your equipment, sir? In rain, you are going to expose your equipment, sir. How do you take care then?
And when you get a sighting like this, you forget your equipment.
But when you reach the room and suddenly see a lot of condensation on the lens and probably some moisture entering from some place.
Sir, you won't believe that when after a macro session, me and Amit, we came back to Goa airport. The security people said, remove your equipment. When I removed the equipment, there was water flowing from my camera body.
Oh, beautiful.
From Brazil, Macau.
So we are seeing that as you are evolving and becoming more and more passionate about wildlife photography, there is also a change in your genre also. So now this is probably the first image of a bird that we are seeing.
I definitely do shoot bird, but not a hardcore birder.
Yeah.
The popular rumor was that Mohan Thomas picks up his camera only when there is a tiger smiling in front of him.
Or mating.
Or mating, yes.
It's a Toco toucan from Brazil.
Yeah. But I think this visit was very special to you, right, Monsa?
Yes, the next
Yeah.
image shows. Yes,
Beautiful.
this is
Beautiful.
this is the subject I went for. The jaguars
Jaguars.
in the Amazon, the Pantanal area.
Sir, you went for this trip for how many days? Uh, my question is very specific because then how can you plan within those days you might see those jaguars? So what is that ratio of sighting of the jaguars in Amazon forest?
So usually uh, our trip is for 10 to 12 days. Jaguars, we usually go for 3 to 4 days, and we stay in a houseboat in River Cuyaba. Every day we go out in search of them in the smaller speedboats.
So this sighting happens on a speedboat. You don't have to go inside the forest and all, right?
No. We shoot them.
Okay.
That very it's a very thrilling experience because uh, all along the river you see thousands of crocodiles. I mean, it is actually called as caiman.
Caimans, yeah.
They are in thousands, and there are capybara, which are the rodent, big, huge ones, and the river is full of piranhas. If you are lucky, you might even see anaconda on the riverside.
Wow.
It's a very nice experience.
Congratulations for this beautiful image. You got two in one frame.
So
Again, another rarity from Himalayas.
back in India, got a call from Shivang. He said, "Are you interested in shooting a red panda?" I said, "Where?" Land in Bagdogra. We will go. So went to Bagdogra, went to Mane Banjan. From there, it is the old Land Rovers, which are older than me. The old vehicles, only those vehicles climb that altitude. So each trip was about 10 days. We had some good sighting, and one of the sighting was this.
Yeah, again, a very rare sighting.
Very
Of
rare
it.
sighting and
Just seeing
beautiful.
a couple of good images of red panda. So
Very beautiful
fantastic.
image.
I go to Kana National Park in the month of January, early January. That is the time I like to go there, especially to shoot this one piece called Barasinga. The guides and the drivers, they make fun of me. This man has come here to shoot Barasinga. Either he's not interested in tigers. I am actually looking for one image which still eludes me. I want a Barasinga rating like this in total mist,
Wow.
if possible with frost.
And no meeting scene. Oh, wow.
Again, I thought I should do the lesser cats. Landed up in Bitarkanika on a boat ride. We can see the fishing
So
cats.
you use the flash for this, right?
It was shot with a torch.
Torch. Okay.
Can anybody say what is this?
Beer cup?
Wolverine. You mentioned it earlier.
The Wolverine, which I shot in Finland. Finland, and this actually this place where I'm sitting is a no man's land between Finland and Russia.
Okay.
We have hides there. Good experience. You go to a new country. Yes, this is the brown bear there in the golden light. So this is the height I sit. 4:30, the person who takes you there takes you to the height. He says, don't come out of this height at any cost. You have to sit inside. Don't ever come out. The moment he is gone, this is what you see. Can you see brown bears all around my tent? I mean, hide. They even come. Actually, you can see the camera lens there.
Yeah, poking out.
They even come and sniff your lens. And you are sitting there all alone whole night. Whole night you are all alone in a new country, new forest. Nobody there, you are sitting there.
The height doesn't look very strong. Huh?
Even I felt that doesn't. If a bear really wants
If the bear was one jhatka, I'll get finished. Knock this thing off.
so morning 7:30, the guide there comes and he shouts from the tent, Thomas, are you still alive? So I go back and again the same thing. Next evening I come and sit here. I did 7 days there in 7 different heights.
Wow.
So you're shooting in the night time here?
In Finland, in the month of June, July, the sunset is around 12 o'clock.
Okay.
The previous image is shot around 12 o'clock, midnight.
Oh.
Wow.
12 o'clock in the midnight, and the sunrise is around 2:30 in the morning.
Oh wow. So the night is of just 2 hours.
Yes, hardly
Darkness. Wow.
I went for the polar bear. This is a polar bear coming out of the ocean, climbed a rock and just throwing out the water from its body.
Wow. This guy seems to be coming to you for an autograph.
And mind you, this is, sir, the most dangerous mammal that I've shot till date.
This is with the 600?
No, sir, it was with the 7200.
Oh. But you were how? You were on ground, or
I
you were
was-
inside?
Just after this iceberg, I am on a boat.
Very good.
These guys are expert swimmers also, no?
Oh yeah, they are super students.
They can swim for kilometers, 150, 200 kilometers they can swim.
Oh my God.
Mohan sir, what happens when you get something white on a white? A
Yeah.
classic case of shooting a polar bear on a snow. So what you have to advise here? What are the precautions one should take?
Friends, I had to make a second trip to this place because of one mistake which I did on the earlier trip. That is, when you are shooting white subject on white background, please shoot at overexposure. That is at least plus 0.7. Otherwise, your polar bear tends to be gray.
So you mean to say you need to give a positive compensation, exposure compensation over there, right? Somewhere between 2/3 of a stop or maybe a one stop, right?
Correct. That is how it should.
But sir, couldn't you recover the whites during post-processing after your first visit, sir?
Right now, I am trying that. Go
Okay.
to selective color, select white, and remove the blacks from that.
Okay. Yeah.
I just love the Western Ghats.
Superb picture.
Sir, I would like to know what you hate, sir. Everything you love, sir. All the images, all the places that we have seen, all the heights we have seen. Everything you love. What is the thing that you hate? Oh, camera malfunction, I can understand.
Yeah.
Risky.
I would say jealousy in wildlife photography is something which I.
Amazing answer. Correct.
But then that is human nature, so you can't help it. It is also the marketing tagline also. भला उसकी शर्ट मेरी शर्ट से ज्यादा सफेद कैसे?
Yeah. In fact, most are off late, we are seeing a couple of macro images of yours. I mean, all from Western Ghats.
So, as you know, I've been shooting only wildlife for the past almost 18 years. Then I thought I should try other genres of photography, and met a good friend, my guru in macro, Mr. Uday Hegde. I started traveling with him. But this image is, of course, with you in Coorg of Lateralis. I travel with Uday for macro photography, especially to places like Sirsi, Valpare. This is a pit viper from Sirsi.
Okay.
This, can you believe it? I shot it middle of Bangalore city.
Wow. What is the secret of a lighting? It's beautiful light used here. Is it external flash?
It is an external flash
Okay.
given from two different directions. From back end.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And this is shot in Bangalore, right?
In a park in Jayanagar.
Okay. Beautiful image.
Yeah, this is again from Western Ghats, place called Valpare. The bioluminescence mushroom. It's not so easy to find them, and also hard. This is a very long exposure used to get this image.
Beautiful, sir.
So how did you?
Are they poisonous? These mushrooms, are they poisonous?
No, they are not poisonous. But you actually don't see the glow with your naked eye. You can see it. If you go into a room, get used to that light for might be 5-10 minutes, and then look at this. Might be yes, you will see it. Otherwise, you will not see it.
In fact, Ronnie sir, a couple of this bioluminescence fungus you can also see around Bombay, especially on the rotting wood. No, they are not like this. They are just on the surface, so you can see that glow. You just switch off all your lights and stay there for some 5-10 minutes. Once your eyes get used to it, you will see a halka glow somewhere, and then you take your shot. You expose for a very long time, maybe 4 to 5 minutes is what they recommend to shoot. The problem, Ronnie sir, here is your first 2-3 shots will come good, because if you expose for a very long time, your sensor gets heats up, and
Hot.
you have the hot pixels everywhere in all the shots which you take later. So when you take your first shots, make sure you take that shot. That's the thing.
Then I moved on to landscape, and Amit Rane, my guru in landscape, started traveling with him and learned what landscape is, how to shoot landscape.
Yeah.
Actually, different lights make so much of difference in landscape. Thanks to him, it's the same place. The earlier one was shot at 6 o'clock in the morning. This one is shot at midnight, 12 o'clock.
Wow.
Beautiful. And I must admit, it is not very easy to get this kind of shots. You have to stand in that ice cold water, and Mr. Thomas is always ready. He's the first one to wake up and he's his last one to go to sleep. So he's a very, very hardworking. I must admit this.
We stood almost more than 1 hour in that ice cold water to get this, and that is as you know, that was a composite image, the previous one.
Yeah.
I exposed the mountain, the first shot, and then when the aurora appeared, one more shot and blended.
How did you plan for the northern lights, sir? In the sense, like, do you have some app, or is there a forecast that the northern lights would be visible today, tomorrow, or around what time? Do we have some kind of
Sir, in Iceland, there is a weather forecast which is pretty good. Almost 99% sure, yes, this is going to happen at this time.
Oh.
So it shows, yes, this area it's cloudy. This area is going to be more northern lights going to appear, and this is the intensity 3, 5, 6. So if you get, you are super lucky if you get an intensity of 6.
Okay.
One day we got the intensity of 6. Sir, you will not believe. On that day, my hair and all just even now it is just wow, what an experience. The aurora borealis just dancing in front of you. That was one experience, yes.
Yeah. So I think your next visit is due, Monster, to Iceland.
This year, unfortunately, yes, because of this COVID situation. The kid fell.
This is featured in the movie Secret Life of Walter Mitty, the same location. You remember, Monster?
Yes. Yeah. Back in India, we have beautiful waterfalls and landscapes, and I make it to go there every year in the month of September or October. You can make beautiful images there. This the earlier one is Krangsuri, and this is Waisadong, and this is like Lat Mosyang. Get to pronounce their name.
Good, you recollect and remember all these names.
And I mean, I am told this is the place where the earlier king used to take his shower and all.
Monster, what you enjoy the most in Northeast India?
I love the people there. They are so friendly. They are ready to help you. Their food is good. I mean, they are very warm people to me. I just love being there in Northeast. Places like Meghalaya, Nagaland. It's a beautiful place to be, and I just love going to the Northeast. Can anyone guess what focal length I would have shot this landscape image?
No, sir, not me.
Because you had mentioned, I know.
This shot with a 600 mm.
Wow.
From very far off, I shot this with a 600 mm.
It's a single frame or a composite?
It's a single frame. It's a single frame.
So you must be around 11-16 for this.
I think I shot this at 8.
At 8.
At 8, yes. So
Beautiful.
what happened is I had to make multiple trips to this place. It is about 30 kilometers away from Hampi, and one day we went there. Everything happened. Unfortunately, just before this, just behind that is sugarcane field. They set fire to the sugarcane field, and the entire place was full of smoke. So I had to come back again next day. We went. Yes, another genre I am learning with you. Portraits from Nagaland.
That's a beautiful picture, that black and white picture, earlier one. That's really beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you. lenses with multiple flash, a Naga warrior sitting in a tent.
What's your favorite lens for when you shoot this kind of portraits?
Can you?
What gear normally you carry?
I shoot with the D850, two bodies, two D850 and 2470 and 7200. Because I shot with 7200.
Okay. So,
Sir, so I think there is still scope for two more genres that I can think of. One is fashion photography and other is astrophotography. Yeah, I am actually very keen to see you in fashion photography, sir.
I am
The
happy.
most glamorous aspect of photography.
I am happy you didn't say nude photography.
In case you want to know the lighting, then you can call me.
We have an expert here.
As you all know, we are three brothers. I have two younger brothers. Dr. Thomas Rajan, who is a doctor in US, well-established photographer also, won many awards. And, Thomas Rajan, the youngest, is an Nikon brand ambassador and won all possible international awards.
Yeah.
And our next generation is also slowly picking up.
In fact, after the that movie, there's a book, Three Brothers. It's on the Lions, right? So very soon, I think there will be a book on these three brothers, the Thomas brothers.
So
That's it. We are going to end the session over here. So, Shivendra sir, Ronnie sir, anything you wanted to discuss, or simply this thing on what comes to your mind?
Ah, to me, only one thing comes to my mind. It's a roller coaster ride full of thrill at every valley and every peak, at every image and at every slide. I wish I was there with him to enjoy what he has seen and experienced. And I hope that I get some opportunity to travel with him and experience these experiences.
surely
Thank you, Mohan sir.
God
Wonderful.
willing, that will happen.
Yeah, in fact, Ronnie
Yes, sir.
sir, your that visit is pending, no? He
Yes.
promises he'll take you and me for one safari, right?
Yes.
At least.
Yeah.
So
And-
one safari means 3 days, okay?
whenever you are free, I will book and let you know. I would like to
down.
add one small 1 minute to this. Once on a photography trip, I met a near fatal accident, and I myself had lost hope that I will survive. I had gone into a very bad situation. They revived me from that, and they had to do a brain surgery on me. The doctor came and told me, Thomas, tomorrow we are planning the operation for you. Hopefully everything will go well. Meanwhile, you will lose one of your organ in your brain, which and these are the various drawbacks which will happen later on in your life, and you will have to be on medicine all through your life for the rest of your life. And he was telling me this, and all that I asked the doctor back was, Doctor, do you think I can lift my 600 mm and shoot again? And the doctor looked at me, and then he looked at my wife and thought, this fellow is a mad fool.
Called the power of positive thinking.
Yes.
And mind you, after 3 weeks from that surgery, I am back in my favorite place, Kabini, shooting leopards.
Very good. Very nice to hear that.
Mohan sir, anything pending in your bucket list now?
Definitely, yes. Japan, I would love to do, and South America. Couple of places in Africa, namely Botswana, if possible Namibia. If health and my life is long enough, I will.
You will surely do it, sir.
Yeah.
Thank
We,
you.
our
you will.
prayers are there with you, and our self-interest is also there that we will accompany you.
We will do it, sir.
You will, you will.
Thank you, sir.
God is great. Amen.
Thank you.
With this, Ronnie sir, Tiwari sir, we are coming to the end of this. And guys, all who are watching this very long episode, believe me, when this episodes are going to be very very long because it's not about just showing you a few images or some slides. It's all about knowing that person in depth. And thank you, Mohan sir, for this beautiful collab. And I'm really privileged to start this series with your life journey. And guys, if you like this story, if you like this kind of content, and you want more and more photographers, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Please like the video and please give your feedback. That is very very important. And once again, thank you, Ronnie sir. Thank you, Shivendra sir,
Most
for
welcome.
joining. And we'll see you soon, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. We really enjoyed. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Ronnie, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Amit. And thank you, Ravin.